Hey guys, how's it going? Kripparrian here. Today I want to give you guys an introduction to an awesome tactical auto battler, Mechabellum. Now this video is sponsored, but I have played quite a lot of this game in addition to the sponsorship that we had for the streams. A lot of you guys checked out those streams and a lot of you guys had already been playing. Admittedly, it is a game I probably should have checked out a long time ago, as it plays to a lot of things that I really like about games right now. Now, a little bit of an intro before I leave you guys with some of my highlights. This is the end round of one of my matches. I have played quite a bit. My MMR is just under 1,000, but I've been growing pretty quick. Show you guys how it works here. I actually had a win streak of 7 consecutive games, so you know, maybe my MMR is a little bit lower than it should be. But basically, you have all these mechanized units with many different abilities, capabilities, enchantments, and you deploy them in sequence in rounds. There are many things that you can customize in addition to their positioning. Now, the units are very distinct at what they are good at and what they are not good at. So it is upon you, the commander of this mechanized field, to create the best strategy and positioning while your opponent tries to do, of course, the exact same thing. Oh, there we go. And you have these towers on the map. If you kill one of the towers, the enemy units, or if they kill your units, they take additional damage and deal less damage, and their movement speed is also reduced. So it's not just about brute strength in like the combat. You also want to really try to snipe those towers at key moments to get a victory. So I'll guide you guys kind of a little bit more at the start of game so you guys can see how the game plays in general. So when a game starts, now there's actually lots of game modes, but I focused my time playing the game so far on 1v1. So you select your specialist at the start. Now this is kind of like selecting kind of like your specialty, your class. You don't actually have to go all in with what they do. I think here I go with the aerial specialist. So you unlock units. You can unlock one unit once per turn, and the aerial specialist has a damage and defense health bonus on all aerial units. And most aerial units have a cost to unlock. It's like 50 gold or credits. And for the aerial units, they cost nothing. So that's kind of a, the specialist on this one. You can see what your opponent is doing with their specialty. When a game starts, you get a bundle of 2 different type of units, and those are the 2 units that you have by default unlocked. Now, this is totally random, so because of the random specialty selections at the start and the units that you start with, and the fact that your opponent also has both of these random factors as considerations, the games do actually feel very different, and you do have to play. There's this kind of element of playing opportunistically, because it's not just, hey, I'm just going to play the strongest stuff every game. For one, that doesn't really work, because not every game has the same starting point. They don't have anything close to the same starting points, actually. And the other factor is your opponent is going to try to adapt to what you're doing. Your opponent is also going to try to predict what you're doing and kind of have a little bit of foresight to it. Now, these units, as you can see in the bottom left there, they also have like those like 4 buttons here, over here. Those are upgrades, and that kind of enhances the capabilities of that specific unit, and you typically want to do this if you're getting a lot of one specific unit. But if you're getting a lot of one specific unit, it actually opens up to your opponent realizing how they can counter it, because you're more committed to that strategy now. So it's a huge amount of back and forth. It's a timed round. This is live PvP. And you basically try to kill your opponent's stuff before they kill yours. But the positioning makes it so the units lock on to different things at different times. You want to have like mass small units kind of taking the fire of their big single target hits while you deal damage with those big units and try to keep them safe. The positioning matters a huge amount. There is no like AI for the units. The units simply attack the closest thing to them that they can attack. That's it. So it's on you as the player to kind of min-max that. Now, the other thing that makes the games feel different from one another is this screen here. This is the reinforcement screen. This is something that you experience at the start of every round, other than the first round where you just, the opportunity in round one is the units you start with. That's kind of the randomness. So basically, you get 4 options, and these options might include like an item. One item can be attached to one unit, can't be changed afterwards. You can immediately recruit a higher rank of a unit. So this doesn't actually give you a unit, but it gives you the Mustang as one of your unit options. And if you do get a Mustang, you get a rank 3 instead of a rank 1. And the ranks is kind of like the level of the unit. They gain experience as they kill stuff, if they kill stuff. And when you level them up, they basically get an additional instance of their starting stats, meaning that if they go from level 1 to level 2, they double their stats. If you go from level 2 to level 3, that's 50% more stats. So basically a level 3 Mustang has 3 times the stats of a level 1 Mustang. And this is an opportunity to start playing a strategy that involves Mustang. And if the opponent had a bunch of stuff that was weak to Mustangs, that is a fantastic opportunity. Now, leveled units cost a little bit more money to buy, so there is a lot of things to consider. In this type of game, it kind of looks fairly simple. Like, as we kind of go through these, you can kind of see how these matches go through. It's like, hey, play this unit there, move it a little bit. It looks simple, but the actual customization and the differences in each game and the back and forth with your opponent is pretty crazy. Another thing to consider is those reinforcements, they're always the same for both you and the opponent. And this creates a situation where you know what your opponent might pick. It's not just about your decision. So it's on you to try to pre-counter and really figure out your opponent's build before they do. So it's a huge amount. It's like a deep dive rabbit hole of knowledge in this game. There's so much to it. And even though, Mechabellum has been playable for a little bit now, it's still a very new game, even as someone who played for the first time, just hours after I started playing, I was able to start winning games pretty well. So I don't know where it says here, but my MMR is about 1,000 here when I queue up. There's always people to queue, and it does actually use your matchmaking rating. So even the matches that I did actually lose, very few of them felt really one-sided. It has a pretty robust player base, and that player base seems to have pretty fair matchmaking considerations. I know that's kind of a thing. So even though some people might have been no-lifing this game like crazy for a month plus or whatever, if you start playing, you're not going to be playing against those people, okay? So it's a pretty awesome game to pick up. If you guys do want to pick up the game, it is on Steam, and I do have a referral link in the description below. It will let them know that I sent you, which helps me out. So if you do want to check it out, please do so through that link. There is another thing that I want to mention. It's kind of like another level of kind of theory crafting your builds in general. So remember how I showed you that those units had 4 potential upgrades? Now those upgrades, these are the default ones, for example, for the crawler unit. Those upgrades are ones that you can change. So you can spend a tactical thing, but if you just play the game, you get a whole bunch of these, so it doesn't really matter. It's pretty easy to do that. Let me get to a unit that I have actually changed. For example, the Void Eye. I really love the Void Eye unit. It's a unit that's a ground unit, but you can change it into a flying unit. You can go aerial mode, and it's a unit that costs only 100, so you can focus heavily on upgrades and make massive swarms of them. Now, of course, there are counters to this. It's not like, hey, just do this every game. That's not how Mechabellum works. But being able to preemptively select which 4 upgrades show up on each unit in the game is one of the customizations that you can apply to kind of tailor your strategy. Now, I often don't use the Void Eye, to be fair, but when I do like to make lots of them. I do like to upgrade them fully. So I picked 4 specific upgrades that I feel synergize with each other and makes them really powerful as a solo carry. So they have a range of 100, which is actually quite a lot. You can increase it by 40, and you can increase it by another 15. Range is one of those things where the more you have, the better it is. And you can make them almost triple their damage, but then you lose kind of like 20% by increasing their attack interval by 25%. And you give them flying. So this is kind of like the 4 upgrades that I really like. Some other upgrades, they are just ones that you might want to use. For example, sometimes I start with the arc light unit. I don't usually go too heavy on arc lights, but I wanted to get the can be used against aerial units because an arc light with this particular upgrade is really good at dealing with early flying swarms like wasps. It might seem a little bit overwhelming to see all these things at the same time, but if you get in your game, you will see that the learning process is natural, gradual, and pretty awesome experience. Overall, I highly recommend this game, and I do want to add a little bit of a cherry on top in my recommendation. Something that doesn't really get talked about a lot is kind of like the vibe of a game. Mechabellum has like the old school, like futuristic, techie, tactical feel to it. I don't really know how to describe it any better than that, but it has kind of like a charm to the game that is really difficult to pinpoint, and these days is fairly rare to see in games. So I can really see why the community has grown over time and why people that have checked out Mechabellum continue to play it. For now, I leave you guys with some of my best gameplay to date. Keep in mind, I've only been playing a week, but it's been a pretty good week. Enjoy the video. I'll see you in the next one. They just did no damage against the Mustangs. I don't really like any of these. I've tried this twice and failed badly both times. Alright. We got Fang and Steel Balls. And he's got Crawlers and Sabertooths. Oof. Those Crawlers are a problem. Maybe Tarantula? Just get Mustangs? You're really smart, dude. Let's get Mustangs. I have no idea if this is actually going to work. He went all in on one side. Oh no, I see. I think this is gonna go badly because he's gonna kill that. Or maybe it's not gonna go badly. I think I'm not supposed to lose, but the opening lineups were horrendous for me. I'll have 500 next round. What if I borrow? Borrow to get another Mustang. Okay, let's try that. gonna get annihilated now. Borrow addict, you're gonna be poor. Look, if I roll the credit card into another credit card, I can live like a millionaire. Okay, real life has taught me this. Not really. Well, I think this is gonna work okay. I know I can rotate the camera. I like it where it is, okay? Yeah, I know Melter's good against the big guys. Oh, I forgot to use the beacon. You have no idea what mirror my opponent will do? Same. Wait, where does Phoenix go? Those were not Phoenix? Did he sell his Phoenix? Wait, he just fed me the 2v1 that I wanted. Okay, what upgrades should I get? I should probably get the aerial attack pretty early. There. Go nuke him. Oh, my Mustangs died in fire. Are we screwed now? I know I can deploy in the corners, yes. Probably do anti-air now. Is he doing the missile thing? Yep. Wait, he didn't upgrade it? Okay, let's see if the Vulcan actually works here. Well, I have the melter, so it might not work. Two steel balls. Need front line? Nah. What I need is Mustang. Oh, I forgot to do the thing. I want to line up the photon with the incendiary round. Swarms of wasps. Don't think that's a good idea. More Vulcans. Okay. Have to upgrade anti-air actually. Vulcan range. Say so. Borrowing again. Oh, you can't do it there? Why not? This is perfectly normal. Okay, fine. Oh, you can if you kill the tower? The anti-air's doing the trick here. Bro, did I just win every single game I played today? It looks like Mustangs are really hard to counter.